Hello Libra friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Libra September 2025 astrology horoscope forecast. Well, wow Libra, it's your time. The sun is going to move into your sign this month. Mars is already there. We've got two eclipses. We've got the movements of two outer planets at a critical crossroads mass in the Libra chart. We've got the outer planet Pluto still very much in new activation of a beautiful trine that will be present for, like 20 years. So we have a lot going on and a lot to discuss. My mission is to help you understand the astrological weather at this time so you can make the most of it and have the best month possible. I'm calling the theme of this month for Libra, the radical reclamation, and you will see why. This is for you if Libra is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Libra placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. Very late degree Libra friends, so birthdays like October 15th through the rest of the sign, or Libra placements 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Scorpio report. As you very late degree cuspy friends will benefit from both readings. All right, so let's talk about what's happening here. By nature, Libra is the scales. It seeks balance, and when it doesn't find it, it gets a little bit uncomfortable, right? This is a constant striving for perfect aesthetics, perfect balance, and that means that one thing cannot garner too much focus. But what winds up happening with Libra is because Libra rules the seventh house of relationships, is that the one thing that Libra winds up imbalanced in focus is into relationships. So one of the major reclamation points that is occurring for you is the reclamation of self. This is a storyline that has always been present, will always be present, but it is taking on much stronger of importance right now. Saturn is testing your relationships. It's seeing which ones are sustainable. It is asking you to do the hard work and have the discipline to not let the people in your life that are dogging you, if there are addictions involved. Neptune on that seventh house cusp can bring the topic of addiction into your life. Codependency, alcohol, other substances, love addiction, other types of addictions. And it might be you that has these addictions and they will have to be addressed. This is opposing your first house. You may have to work with this. We'll talk a little bit more about this soon. But another very likely scenario is that you're pulling in a situation where other people's addictions are bringing you down. And because you are so committed in the relationships, you are not able to make decisions. So Saturn is asking you to make hard decisions. I don't know what the decision is going to be for you. That's for you to decide. But I can see that this is a decision type of a month. Neptune in its lower vibration can bring deceptiveness, slippery, kind of dissolving away, nebulousness, and addiction. But every planet, every placement has its highest expression. And the highest expression of Neptune is spiritual connection, is divine understanding and interconnectedness that transcends all of human form. So we see we've got a wide range of ways that this can manifest. You may be pulling to you spiritual partners. You may be pulling to you soulmates. Those soulmates may or may not make the Saturn cut. And that's what's being defined here. So this is pretty crazy when we have two outer planets sitting right next to each other in close proximity for a really long time. Then for a certain sign, in this case you, that connection of those two outer planets in a long-term way is just sitting, activating these two areas of your chart, me versus we. The sun getting into Libra, Mars having been in Libra, is making your quest, and now we could even say obsession for balance, very, very, very front and foremost. But the way that you're going to receive this is by finding yourself within the relationships. Your most successful relationships are going to be the ones where you can really figure out what you need and not just be over flexible into what the other person needs. This is the story of Libra's life, and it is being activated in a very big way now. So you are reclaiming yourself. Who the heck are you if you're not in service to other people? Who are you if you're not hanging out with other people? What would you do if you didn't have to cater to other people's needs? Now, I'm not suggesting in any way that you abandon your commitments. It's just a process of asking the questions and making the room for this reclamation to occur. And what will likely wind up happening is the relationships of consequence that Saturn is going to strengthen during its multiple year transit through the seventh house are going to get better because of that. All right, so just ask those questions. One of the ways you are going to find this balance is by becoming best friends with your physical body. What are the symptoms that your physical body is giving you? What do they mean? What is your body saying to you? Bodies are unique, and your body has a language. It has a communication system. Animals, people, bodies, everything is communicating. And it's your job now to figure out what's happening. And this is multifaceted, multi-layered, because this first house is being accentuated by the sun's transit. It's a rebirth for your birthday. So happy birthday to those of you who are early degree Libras who are having your birthdays this month. The other reason why this body reclamation is so important is because that lunar eclipse on September 7th at 15 degrees of Pisces is happening in your 6th house of health. So you're not just getting it from the double transit conjunction of these outer planets that is so rare. You're also getting it from this eclipse that's happening in September. Eclipse season started to get really hot and bubbly second half of July, building up in August, full on in September, echoing into October. The longer storyline started in the second half of 2024 and will go into the first half of 2027. Every 4 to 6 months, there is a reawakening of the storylines that are working for you at this time. Pisces versus Virgo is what's happening. The seen versus the unseen, the logical versus the intuitive, chaos versus form, structure versus amorphousness. And this is what's happening. Your intuition versus your logic. This is what is going on. Now, for Libra, the Pisces-Virgo spectrum or polarity is actually doubly activated because you have Virgo ruling your Pisces 12th house, and you have Pisces ruling your Virgo 6th house. Okay, so you have a reversal here, and so that's making this particular eclipse cycle extra powerful for you because it's double time in this polarity. All right, so Virgo month, before we get to Libra time, we've got the sun starting out in Virgo. We've got Mercury there soon. The 20th, we get Venus in Virgo. And this is all going through your 12th house of your subconscious and your unconscious mind. And what does it want you to do? It wants you to add Virgo discipline to your mind. If you are making bad decisions and not being discerning and leaving yourself open to vulnerable, attacks and things like that, because your mind is cluttered and your mind may be cluttered with other people's energy, then this is a mental, emotional, spiritual house cleaning time because there's way too much of other people's energy in your brain right now. So before you have your birthday or before the sun crosses over whatever Libra placement you have, if you're watching for something other than your sun sign, there are some weeks of focus before that actual point. So a lot of this month is actually going to be before that rebirth and renewal, before, you figure out what direction you're going to be going in and what decisions you're going to make. You've got to go through the inner storm and slay your inner dragons, which is what's going to, or we'll say inner demons because I like dragons and I really don't want to slay them. But anyway, so that's what's happening for you. So a massive amount of energy in this internal space where it's time to do this internal housekeeping. Mental, emotional, spiritual internal housekeeping, physical internal housekeeping, detoxification, all of these things, of course, done with practitioners that are qualified, that, you really, really need a clear out. You're carrying excess stuff. It could be in the form of weight. It could be in the form of toxins. It could be in the form of patterns. Whatever it is, it's time to clean out. And that's going to make way for this radical reclamation. You have been out of your body, and it's time to get back into your body. Okay, so these are major, major themes coming from all these directions. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about some general things happening this month that you will be feeling. First thing to know is that we have a massive amount of aspects this month, at least 28, not including star goddess aspects. And that is way more than we've been having recently. 2/3 of those are salty or pressured in some way. We don't have to fear that. We just have to know it, that the weather is rough this month. It's definitely one of the most intense months of the whole year for the reason of the eclipses and for the reason of all of these aspects. Okay, so this is a time when you'll want to have your very strong cosmic umbrella up because you will be pelted by various star matter coming out of the sky. and you'll want to protect yourself, okay? So just be prepared. If you know that the crop's going to hit the fan, which I'm telling you that it will, then you can be prepared and just know that that's going to happen. Now, at the same time as those aspects, we've got a lot, at least 9 beautiful aspects that are going to help run cleanup with this other mischief. So it's like nuisance, nuisance, yay, nuisance, yay, right? So for every couple of nuisance aspects we have, we've got a really great one that can help make everything so much better. So it's not without support, that this is happening, but it is important to know. Something else important to know is that if you follow my tidal analogies, tidal, T-I-D-A-L, like the astrological tides, as I like to call them, the tides are going out. So July, August, we were in retrograde. It was not going to be easy to launch your ship of dreams in that time. It was not going to be easy to make a super amount of headway, and you may have spent the whole month rescheduling and trying to get a hold of people and fix mistakes that other people made. Super annoying. But as of August 26th through October 21st, we have our last full open period for the year of 2025 that you don't have to wrestle with the tides coming in as you do in the retrogrades. They're going out. So big decisions, big purchases, big sales, big communication, big contracts. Although you've got to kind of work around the eclipse dates, and you've got to kind of work around, which again is September 7th, could be different in your time zone. And then September 21st is the 29-degree solar eclipse. And then there are some dicey points. Definitely look out in the days around the 24th. In fact, we'll say even the 19th through the rest of the month, there is a tough aspect. Mars and Pluto. That's a hide under the rock type of aspect where people can fly off the handle and be very dangerous and violent. A lot of pressure. And like I said, there is a lot of sweetness around that, kind of softening it, but you definitely want to follow your intuition and not go places where your gut is telling you to not go. And don't antagonize anybody because people are going to be on edge. But in any case, besides all of that going on, we do have this open period where you can take these actions, and you will, and you'll be getting eclipse news delivered that will force you to take action, and you'll know almost exactly what to do because the eclipses are going to show you the necessities of this time. All right, so this is all a very, very big deal. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. If you didn't already listen to my August report, I definitely recommend going back and listening to the eclipse portion of that because I do give more details. And also I explain how time and space, actually, this is a law of physics that shows this. Einstein's theory of general relativity shows that when there is greater mass of an object, the gravitational fields combine, and that's his theory, and this was later proven, that when the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon line up, and their gravitational fields merge, the time and space warping action around each of those heavenly bodies is magnified, which causes rifts in time, which allows you to clear up a massive amount of karma in a short amount of time and change dimensional timelines. If you were trying to do something in 5 years, you may be doing it this month. If you thought it would take a lifetime to heal or fix something, you may wake up and it's dealt with. So there's a lot of good info in there that I'm not going to go back over. So I just wanted to mention it. But do know that about eclipse time is that you can actually really, really, really work with this energy to make positive change. And if you are a conscious manifestor and you are into that type of work, eclipse time is a very, very good time to be focusing on your affirmations and your meditations and your clearing out and your psychological and spiritual healing. And you do have a lot of great energy for that as a Libra this month with that 12th house being so full. It's working out very perfectly, the universe does this, that the sun and these other personal planets light up the 12th house to help you see what you don't want before the time of the rebirth and this reclamation when the planets move through the first house, and then you get your birthday wishes. You can also make intentions when the sun crosses over your other Libra placement. So, this is a time to use the portals that are open from the universe, and that's not just figuratively. There actually are, portals that are open from these rifts in time that happen from the uniting of these gravitational fields where the gravitational fields unite and time and space bend around these objects of mass. So, wow, yeah, very big deal. So Jupiter is seeking to expand your work and career and employment for a year, June 2025 through almost July 2026. That is still in process. There are going to be some growing pains from that because it is a square for Libra placements, which means that, you can reach you have a year of extra support and luck to reach your goals out in the world, whether they're financial, employment-based or otherwise. But then you've got to do the work to let yourself stretch to accept the new level of what wants to come for you. So, that is part of a reclamation as well, how you're showing up in the world and the kind of things that you want and what you need to do to make that happen. Finances are on your mind. You've got a triple star goddess alignment, Lilith, Juno, and Vesta, highlighting your second house of earned income in Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio. So collaborations, institutions, getting loans. You may need a loan to develop your business. This is about your financial autonomy and how other people or groups or businesses or entities can support you. Entities meaning like legal business entities can support you in your financial goals. Okay, so there's a strong focus on collaboration for reaching your financial goals at this time as well. And your finances can be part of this radical reclamation. Resonate with how I teach and you want to learn, take full advantage of my epic Black Moon promo that's running from August 23rd through the eclipse, September 21st. So basically the first Virgo moon, new moon on August 23rd through September 21st, the Black Moon eclipse, where you can claim over $1,100 in free promos, including a couple of things that I have not offered as promos before. So when you register for my Astrology Mastery Certification course, I will teach you how to do astrology from the ground up and deepen your foundation if you already have one, give you confidence with reading charts, and show you how you can actually even earn money from this. You will get for free my Unleash Your Money Magnet, my Celestial Mindscape series, my Train Your Brain Subliminal series. These two here, the Celestial Mindscapes and the Train Your Brain Subliminal series, are great for working with that water energy this month and the Pisces eclipse of activating your subconscious mind and building a bridge between your conscious and your subconscious space. And then very special, very exciting, my brand new Star Goddess Astrology course. You will learn about 9 ladies of the zodiac, not the moon or Venus, ones that want to have a voice in your chart. And wow, wait till you see how your chart changes when you add these in. So I've been working on this for a long time. The only way to get this course is actually as a promo through this, unless you've already taken or are registered in my Mastery Certification course, then you can email me and access it. But for new people, the only way to get this Star Goddess Astrology course is by registering for this promo now. So if you like the dates and you want to have more dates and aspects, go to AnnieHelpsYou.com, sign up for my free email newsletter. I only send out one newsletter weekly, except occasionally if I have a promo going on, I will send out an additional one. I won't spam you. I will not share your list, and you won't all of a sudden wind up on some random person's list from being on my list, because I do not like that. I will not do that to you. Now, when you sign up and you get the archive link through the welcome letter, put September 2025 in, and that will bring you to the newsletter that has the sweet and salty dates. They're about halfway down, and the whole second half of that newsletter is drilling into the ones to be most awareful and careful of, and the most celebrated ones on what you can do with them. You will get early my content early by signing up for this newsletter list, and you'll get access to my eclipse resource page, which you can fully utilize for the eclipses now. I've updated that. Retrograde resource page, zodiac help tips, my 28-day virtual coaching program. Most of the work I do in the world is free, and most of the things that I talk about in my videos are more free things for you, and this is a lot more of that. If you want the earliest access to my if you want the earliest access to my content and my 2026 Astrological Tides planning calendar, search for Annie Botticelli Secret Star Portal. Just make sure you put my name in there, Annie Botticelli Secret Star Portal, in a search online, and you will find that. And that's where you will get the earliest access and also that special planning resource. And if you want to understand how Pluto going into Aquarius, Jupiter into Cancer, Uranus and Gemini, Saturn and Neptune into Aries, how all of the outer planets changing signs affects your personal chart, get my personalized video report package at anniebclarity.com, Annie the letter B clarity.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.